What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Busy Dad's Board Gaming. My name is Neil Odette, and today I'm going to be taking you through a solo playthrough of Meadow, published by Rebel Studios, who provided me with a copy of the game. So, let's dive right into it. All right, here we go with a solo playthrough. If you've watched the How to Play video that I did, there are a few different changes. If you haven't watched it, I will link in the card up here and in the description below. You can go check that out. But essentially, everything remains the same, except that in a solo playthrough, we are playing against someone named Rover. So you have your 5 path tokens, and all the other path tokens will go to Rover. They'll be kept in a face-down pile. You'll be drawing from this pile through the game. Every turn you'll go back and forth, always starting with Rover, and the way it works is depending on the color you draw, so red in this case, you take a look at the solo player token, which will say red. You're putting it down here, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Green is over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And purple over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we drew a red 2, signifies that we have to put it on the bottom in the 2 space. It'll go there. Rover will take that card. It'll go in their deck that just builds throughout the game. And the purpose is we need to beat Rover. If we beat Rover, we consult a table in the back of the rule book, and it'll tell us how we did, essentially. But we'll get to that at the end of the game. For now, let's kick this off. You see here we have our goals, either fence and house to score that one, house and bird, or fence and bird. I've got my hand of 5 cards. I'll try to keep face up in front of me at all times so that you folks can take a look and have a gander at that. But let's begin. So Rover first is a red 3, so they're going to come here and grab this card. Put those up there. That gets refilled. Okay, so my first turn. Right now, what I'm going to be looking to do is I'm well aware that in the south deck, there's a lot of critters and creatures that have the paw symbol. And I have one here as well. That becomes very important when the south deck switches over to the north deck when you pass the hourglass. There's a lot of animals in the north deck that require paw symbols that I don't believe are actually found in the north deck. I haven't checked. I haven't gone too deep into that yet, but we'll see. Right now, I'm going to play. I'm going to want to be getting some ground cards. So I'm going to take that ground card, refill that space, and when you grab a ground card, you are able to play a card. So right off the bat, I'm going to play this little creature. Requires 1 beetle, which we have, and gives us a paw and 1 point. Red 1, so Rover is going to take that. Now, I don't know if it's going to be worth building up my ground floor more so than anything else right off the get-go, but we'll see. I'll put that ground card and I'll just kind of build out. If you haven't checked the How to Play, you can have 10 ground cards at maximum in your meadow. So we're at 3, we have plenty of room, not a big deal. Another red 1. Okay, apparently those are all sitting right there at the top. Oh, I did forget to fill this space. I'll probably do that several times throughout the game. I am going to go for this grass icon, which provides me with a worm. I'll play that immediately. A purple 1, which is going to go up here for for Rover. Grab that card. I want this butterfly over here. Okay, requires a worm and grass. We have worm and grass, so I'm going to place it over top the worm, which gives us a butterfly symbol. Four reds galore for Mr. Rover. Okay, and lastly, I want this rock. Oh, again, yeah, I'm probably going to forget to do that quite often. That requires a butterfly, which we have 2 points. I might want that later. So that I'm going to use this wild token as a 1 to grab this rock and put that in our meadow. Okay, and that's the end of the turn. What's going to happen now is everybody takes back their tokens. So I'll grab my 5, just place them over here. Rover gets their 5 as well. We'll shuffle these in a little bit better, hopefully. Maybe get a bag or something to put those in. Okay, so we are on to round 2. Rover always goes first, so let's draw from the bottom. Question mark, so a wild one, they go into there just to take up space on a campfire board so that I can't have it. Okay, as I mentioned, I kind of want that spider. It requires a butterfly and gives me a beetle. I already have beetles. I don't know if I want to cover the butterfly yet. So, what else? What other choices do I have here? I think I'm going to go for ground types. So I want to kind of get all the ground types I can, because that they do have some significance for some cards. Some cards require certain ground types, so we're going to go with that. Purple 2 comes over here and is going to snag this bird. Okay, that's that little critter there requires a worm. I need a worm. Because I have a frog, so I'm going to go on my 4. As I mentioned, I do want different types of ground cards anyways. So I'm going to grab this wetlands, get a worm. That will help me get this little bugger after. Back over to Rover, a 1 right here. He can take all the ground cards they want because that doesn't provide them any points. I am then going to go 3 here, right? Worm and a frog I do have, and I'll grab this, and I gotta place it either on top of a worm or on top of a frog. I'm gonna cover up the litter fall and take that. Red 4. Again, take all the ground cards they want because they are not getting any points for that. All right, so I'm looking pretty good for paws. I want to keep those out as much as I can. I'm going to snag this bunny rabbit. Requires a litter fall and sands, and I'm going to, again, I don't want to cover up the paws, so I'm going to cover up the sands icon, or the sand, go over the sands ground card. Ooh, a flower requires 2 sands, so I'll be looking to grab that as well. Okay, purple 3 is over here. And then my last one there's not a lot of choice out there. Do I have a beetle? I have a beetle. Do I have a worm? I've got a worm. So I'm going to play this token here, and I'll treat it as this token, which allows me to play 2 cards from my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and play this bird, which requires a beetle and a worm. I'll cover this worm over here. And this lizard. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play a landscape card. So that requires a road. I did forget to start off with 1 road. So road goes there and gets covered up. Okay, and that is the end of round 2. Everyone gets their tokens back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Rover. Move the round token. And we begin again with Rover starting. So, a purple 3 is going to come here. Grab this butterfly. All right. I think I'm going to try to stick with cards that give me 2 points each time. However, I do have a card in my hand. Everyone starts out with 1 north card. That gives me 4 points. It requires a road, a flower, and a butterfly. We got the butterfly. There's a flower here and a flower there. And that's it. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of work. So I could use the 2 to grab this, which will give me the flower and allow me to play this card. But I need roads because you only start with 1 road, and this 2 token actually gets played to the campfire board in order to grab roads. So what I'm going to do is, it's going to be 2 here, it's going to be 2 here, so I'm going to have to go either use my 2 or use my wild. I'm going to use my wild as a 2, grab this, requires a beetle, play it over the beetle, but gives me a flower. Red 1 gets Rover that. And then I'm going to use my 2 to grab 2 roads. So that should sustain me for a little bit. Green 3. Okay, and I will play, what do I want? I've got a 1, a 3, and a 4 left. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to get some human-made structures, I think, because that's going to help score me some goals. So I'm going to grab this house. And I will play it immediately on my rocks because that is the requirement. Okay, so I didn't do what I wanted to do, which was play my landscape, but that's okay. We have plenty of time for that. A red 3. Another 2 points for Rover. Now I'm going to need fence. So I am going to play here, which allows me to grab this. And it requires a bird or to be next to a house symbol. So either way, I can put it here, which I don't want to because I don't want to cover up the paw. So I'm going to put it on the bird. The bird is needed for some goals. I'm going to hang on to that for now, and I will play my next landscape card, which will score me 4 points, which isn't too bad. I'm pretty happy about that. Okay. Rover gets a purple 2. Come over here. 1 point. Okay. Not too sad about that. And my last one, a 3. I don't have any trees. I've only got 1 sands. I could go here. Seems like a waste, but hopefully it will. Do I have room? Hopefully it'll work out in the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could have 2 more. But that is the end of that round. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Rover. And because we're passing the hourglass, we have some additional steps. We need to clear the board and exchange the south for the north. So I'll do that really quick and be right back. I'll edit that out so you don't have to watch me do all that. Okay, so we've replaced the north and south deck, and as you can see, much of the cards, or actually all the cards in the north deck, are worth 3 and 4 points, but require a lot more symbols. As you can tell here from the fox, paws are very important for the creatures or the animals with the wolf head, so that's kind of why I held on to paws. And just so you're clear, when you clear the deck, the cards from each column go back into their deck at the bottom. But that's pretty much it. So we're on to round 4, ready to go. I'm going to be looking to score some goals on this one. So, because that's going to get me potentially progressively more and more points. So Rover's going first, a purple 2. Right off the bat, 3 points. Okay, and now what am I going to do? So, I can score 1 goal, which is the house and bird, so a goal there. I need a fence, and I have one here, but I would need to cover a paw, which I said from the beginning I didn't really want to do, but I might end up doing it. Because it'll score me 2, 3, and then 4 points. So what I'm going to do is, this is tricky. I'm going to play the 3 to here, which allows you to draw 3 cards from a deck. So I'm actually going to draw 3 from the west deck. Keep 1. I will keep, this one requires a flower and to be next to a house or a fence. So I'm going to keep that one. And, oh, those other 2, sorry, go at the bottom of the deck, not at the top. Okay, and because we played a special action, we can then score a goal. So I will score the spot between the house and the bird, which we have there. Rover over here. And there's another 4 points. Yikes. Okay. Now, I'm going to want to be playing a fence. So, I just need a card. I could take this discovery, which will get me 2 points after, but I'm not playing it now. I'm not playing it right now, so it's really not that important. Let's see some of the higher scoring ones. 4 points requires a beetle. We don't have a beetle. Requires 2 flowers. We only have 1 flower. Wolf requires 2 paws. Yeah, you see how quickly things can get tricky here with all the different requirements when you get into the north deck. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tree Tree seems to be coming up as a requirement in some of these cards. I'm kind of wasting a turn and not getting any points. Actually, I'm not going to play that yet. I'll refill that. What I am going to play is the fence. Requires a flower and to be adjacent to a house or a fence. So because it requires a flower, I can choose to put it on here. Good to go. Now we're going to be looking to score some goals. Rover's turn. Purple 3. He's going to get another 3 points. Okay, now I'm going to play 2 cards. Do I want to play 2 cards? No, I think I'm going to go wild and draw 3. So I'm going to draw 3 from the north. We'll take a look, have a look at them. That gives me a beetle. Requires a beetle or worm. I don't have either. Discovery card. Requires a beetle, frog, or tree. Man, oh man. Okay, I'm going to take this one. Put those other 2 back. But I can now score a goal. So I've got a bird and a fence. And I'm going to go there. Rover is going to take up the last space of the campfire board. And I'm going to go ahead and take this ground card and play it because it looks as though cherries are required for some of the cards out here. So I'm going to be looking to get that one. A red 1 gets Rover another 3 points. And then I'm going to go here to grab this bird, which requires a cherry, which we have, a beetle or frog, so we do have a frog, and 2 grass cards, so we have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to cover the butterfly. That'll get us 4 points. Feel pretty good about that. But that is the end of the turn. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do a mix. Okay, and first things I'm going to be looking to score that next goal. So a red 3, 3, 4, 3 points. Okay, I am going to, can I play 2 cards? No, I cannot. I'm going to play this one, which allows me to take any 1 card. And I'm actually going to take this owl. I can't play a card this turn. However, I can now score a goal. So I have house and fence to score this last goal. Okay, feeling pretty good. I think we might get it. Green 3 gets Rover up there for another 3 points. They are relentless. All right, I might look to play 2 cards. So we have this owl, requires a frog, we got it, a paw, we got it, and a tree. Oh no, we don't have a tree. That's fine, I can play 2 cards. So what I'm gonna do is, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will play my last ground card to give us a tree, and I will cover a frog in order to play that. So that's our 2 cards played. Can't score any more goals, no problemo. Question mark, good. They're not getting a card this turn. I am going to take this one here, which will give us a mushroom symbol. It requires a tree, grass, and sands. So I'm going to go I don't think I need the fence anymore. I'm going to go over the fence, which is on top of the grass, which is why I can play it there. Purple 2 Rover another 3 points. Ooh, that's a big one. 2 litter fall and 2 sands. We've got 2 litter fall. We've got 2 sands. And it'll give us another tree, and it's worth 3 points. I'm gonna just swipe it. Why not? Okay. A green 2, which would be here. Okay, so this is the first time it's come up. Anytime Rover would put his token onto an occupied space, they then have to move clockwise around the board until they find one open space. So we're gonna go here, which will get Rover this. Oh, I forgot to fill that one, so that one gets filled first, and then this one. All right, we have a question mark left. 2 paws and a bird. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. I cannot help but snag that. And I'm gonna cover up the bird and refill that space. All right, clean up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why I put those face down. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Rover. Give them a mix. I'm feeling pretty solid about how I'm making out so far. Played a couple of solo games. I think this is probably the best I've been doing so far. So let's carry on with that momentum. We've got a 1 red. Okay, I'm gonna go for the easy choice here, which is gonna be this discovery card, which only requires a landscape card, which of course we have. Question mark for Rover. And then we have a road, we have rocks, we've got 2 sands. So I am now going to grab this landscape card actually, and we'll have to move Rover out of the way a little bit here in order to play that with our road. So that'll get us another 3 points. Pretty happy about that. 2 green 2 right here. Rover carries on, and of course, as usual, I forgot to fill in that space. All right, I'm quickly running out of options. I need beetles for a lot of things, I'm realizing now. But however, most beetles come on the ground cards, and I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 full up on ground cards, so I can't take any of those. So I'm going to go maybe with the next best thing, which could be a worm, although nope, I don't see many worms out there. I'm going to take this one here. Requires a tree or a litter fall. I'll put it on this one over here. Green 4 for Rover. Going to take that card. Ooh, that would be helpful, but I just covered up my tree, so I can't use that. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do since I haven't done it yet. I am going to take this card here. And it requires cherry, which I have, tree, which I do not have, and mushroom, which I do have. So what you can do is for every missing requirement, you can discard 2 cards to ignore 1. And you can do that multiple times, but there always has to be 1 requirement. So I'm going to discard 2 cards, throw them off to the side to ignore the tree, which means we need cherry and mushroom, cherry and mushroom. I'll play that there. A 3 is covered, so Rover's going to come down here and grab this one. My last one, I might just look to grab some cards that hopefully I can discard in the next round to get some more points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we are now moving on to the last round. So this is it. Hopefully I can sort my life out and get some points here. Rovers first. Green 1. Perfect. Take the ground cards, all you want. Okay. So what? I can just take one to discard it. I need cards. Okay, let's think about this. Okay, the problem is right now, a lot of these cards require beetles and worms, which I have neither of, unfortunately. So, as I said at the beginning of the game, I knew that I would need paws. Turns out that this time around, I would need beetles and worms. Okay, it's going to be a bit of a waste. It's 1 point. I'll take 1 point. It needs, requirement is a fence, which I have over here covered up, or a house. I'm going to put it on this house, which will give me a, oh no, I'm going to put it on this fence, which will give me another fence so I don't lose anything, and a worm. Hopefully that will help a little bit. Purple 2 for Rover. I'm going to go ahead and take this Discovery card, which requires a tree and a landscape. I don't have a tree, so I will get rid of these 2 cards to... Oh, nope, not those 2. That was one of the ones I wanted. I'll get rid of those 2 cards so that I can disregard the tree and place that in there. Red 2 for Rover. Two paws and a frog. Would you look at that? I have so many paws out here, but now I don't have a frog. So I'm going to grab, well, I'll grab it. I can't play it right now, but when I get my next card, I can discard 2 and take and play that. And the last one for Rover, a question mark. Thank goodness. He's not going to get any cards here. And I'll use my 4 to just grab whatever. And I will discard 2 to ignore the frog on this card and play the bird. There you have it. That is the end of the game. So what's going to happen now is we are going to count out Rover's points. So we got 2, 3, 5. Hopefully I don't screw this up. 8, 10, 11, 13, 14, 16, 18, 19, 22, 26, 29, 32, 35, 38, 41, 44, holy moly, 44, 47, 50, 52, 56, 58, plus 6 is 64. 64, don't let me forget that number. I'll probably forget it. I'm gonna write it down real quick. Okay, so 64 for Rover. We've got 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 plus 4 is 19, plus 4 is 23, 24, plus 6 is 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 36, 39, 39, 42, 45, 47, 47, 50, plus 6 is 56. I don't think I missed anything. So yeah, unfortunately, one, we did really well, or I did. Thanks for coming along. We did really well with the amount of points we got. However, Rover did extremely well, which means we lose against Rover, so we don't actually get to count our game. If we did win, I'll just let you know here. If you win, you consult the table, and we had 56, I think I said. We would have amazing species. The memories of this trek will stay with you for a long time. 60 plus, your collection is worth displaying. So that's the best essentially that you can get. 40 to 49, it was a fruitful trek. However, you observed only a few fascinating species. And then less than 39, you were distracted. You managed to immortalize only a few interesting species. But there you have it. That was the solo playthrough of Meadow. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified on any future videos. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Links for everything in the description below. But until next time, thanks for watching and happy gaming.